Start tonight with two ministers accused of heinous acts against children. Thank you for joining us here at 10. I'm Lisa Hernandez.
And I'm Candace Burns. Keith and Daniela have the night off. The two men are accused of forcing kids to perform sexual acts in front of them for years, both in Waco and Houston.
Officials say some of the lewd acts were performed in a sauna behind a house east of downtown Houston. Devin Clark went there today and spoke with some in the community who say they never would have expected this.
It's just alarming.
People who live near Rusk and Altic Streets east of downtown are cringing at news about one of their neighbors.
There's a lot of young couples with a lot of young kids. So, I mean, it really hits close to home.
67-year-old Daniel Savala, a former minister and registered sex offender, indicted in 2012 for 11 counts of continuous sexual contact and sexual abuse of a child, is now facing that charge again.
It just makes you kind of think twice. You know, the people that you're living around.
The latest investigation is being led by the Waco Police Department. It involves two boys under 15 years old. Officials say a second suspect in the case, 38-year-old Chris Hundl, who is related to the boys and also a Chi Alpha minister formerly assigned to Baylor University, would bring them from Waco here to Savala's home and have the minors perform sex acts in front of them. Officials say this happened on multiple occasions over 2 years in both Houston and Waco.
Ultimately, there's probably a special place in hell for people like that.
Meanwhile, we spoke to people who live right next door to Savala and say that they've known him for years to be a kind and gentle man, one who moved here several years ago to take care of his now deceased mother. They say they are completely blown away by what investigators say he was doing in the sauna right behind his house.
It's scary.
Katie and Jordan Bush say they'd never met Savala, but think back to June 2nd when members of the U.S. Marshals Lone Star Fugitive Task Force served a warrant to collect evidence from Savala's property. The sauna door, wooden floor pieces, benches were all among dozens of items seized.
You know, policemen out there with rifles, and everybody's wondering, like, you see CSI in a truck and you're wondering what's going on. Like, this is just a couple houses down.
Savala was arrested. Officials say Hundl, who claimed Savala was a spiritual mentor, may have also been one of his victims at some point, groomed to believe the lewd acts were spiritual activity. Hundl turned himself in May 23rd. The investigation, which involves Child Protective Services, continues. On the east side, Devin Clark, KPRC 2 News.